I'm going to show you how to do some intarsia. You're not going to be able to do all intarsia by using the short rows. For instance, to make an afghan using the friendship star. Now I'm going to have this purple here as the centerpiece in the 4 points. Now the other 4 corners and the other part of the points is going to be this gray. I already started. I did cast on 24 stitches. I'm at tension down 9 on my bulky. And I did 25 rows here. So now I'm going to start doing the purple here. After I get that done, then I'll go back and I'll do the gray background. So first of all, you're going to set your carriages to hold. On this one here, I just got the levers on the front here that I push back. You want to be using claw weights also instead of your cast-on comb. So then first I'm going to knit 2 rows with the purple. And I'm putting these little clips to hold the tails down on this. Now I'm going to do the automatic wrap. If you were to do the manual wrap, you would bring 2 needles forward, knit across, wrap underneath this needle. But the automatic wrap, you're going to put 1 less needle needed. So I'm just going to pull 1 needle out, knit across. Now the last needle that was knitted, I'm going to pull back, knit across. Pull 1 needle out. And I think my yarn cake was wound a little bit too tight. But I could just manually fix that. And I'm also going to hold underneath here just in case the weights are not good enough. You can go ahead and put your weights up as you go. Actually, I was supposed to take my counter off after the second row when I started doing the short rows. So I put that back to 2. And of course that would be put into hold. Now I'm going to cut my purple here because I'm not going to need this until the next strip. So now I'm going to bring my carriage back over to the left here. I'm going to put my counter back in. I'm going to clip the yarn tail that's over here. Now I'm going to short row, reverse short row these stitches back. So now when I'm reverse short rowing, because I want to add 2 stitches to it, I will add a 3rd one, add 1 more stitch needed, knit across. I take the 3rd stitch, put it back to hold so it would automatically wrap. Now I probably should adjust my claw weights underneath the work here. A little bit better. Okay, so I pull three needles back. I take the last one knitted, bring it out to hold. Oops. I'm not pushing my needles far enough. That's why you're hearing that noise. If I went slow, it wouldn't be as bad. And see, that's how I got the 25 rows, because I already tested this out. So now, I have the background color. So I'm just going to knit another 25 rows with the gray and then bind off. Now you could do a couple different ways of binding off. If you're on a plastic bed like this, you could bring all your needles out, and then you just bring that one extra needle here, and then you could do what's similar to the gate peg bind off. You're going to use the needles instead of the gate pegs. I could go ahead and my top tension dowel is 13. I could knit one row. Well, if I took it off a hold. And I could latch tool bind that off. Or you could do the back stitch bind off, whatever you want. You know, it's your favorite way of doing it. So let me get this finished, and then I'll get started on the second strip. So now I'm ready for strip 2. Because I need the background color of this, I'm starting out with gray, but also where the point is down here, I need to start with my carriage on the left, and I cast on from right to left, which I did, and I knitted one row. But now, I'm doing the sew as you go with the first strip here. So I take that bottom loop, and I just hang it on the end needle there. And I'm going to, every time the carriage is over here on the right, I'm going to pick up a loop to put on there. So now, I knit the second row. Now normally, this is where you're going to take off your counter because you don't need it. I will be working short rows now. So again, I take one needle over here, put it to hold. I take the next needle out, but before I go on, I need to grab my next loop. Now, I'm picking up the little knot because it's actually a little larger knot than normal, but that should hide the seam a little bit better. And of course, what you can do at the end is, if you want that definition in there, is you could do a duplicate stitch going up on these lines, but the purple is what's going to show up around the gray, and that's what we're looking for on this. So I knit back, bring one needle out. I'm going to move my claw weight up, knit back, bring that needle to hold, take the next, well, it's like 2 stitches up really, the next knot. You got the loop and the knot, loop and the knot. I found that when you put the knot on the end needle there, it does make a better seam. So, knit across, oops, and see, I forgot to put that needle back into work, so I could just hand knit that one. Bring the next one out, knit across, bring that out, hang the next loop. Again, I forgot to put that back in, but I could just hand knit that back. Bring one needle out to hold, knit across, bring the next one out to hold, There's the loop, and there's the knot. So I take the knot. Now if I keep it back there, it's going to knit. If I happen to bring it out there, that's what I keep forgetting. I need to bring it back to forward working position. Now for the bond users, you do have to bring it back to the forward working position. When the stitches start riding up, move a claw weight over. Something happened there to my thing, that's why it's loose. But it's still knitting pretty good. I'll fix that later. Oops, I can't really have that there. And then the last one would be a free pass. So just bring it over to the other side. Actually, I need to hang the next stitch here. Then I'm going to cut the gray. And I will start working on the purple.